Hey everyone, welcome to Stratele Studios. I'm Jeff Castanon, and I am excited to share with you my night with Leonid and friends, the Oxnard Performing Arts Center, November 15th, 2024. Man, I'll tell you, if there was ever a night that felt like a dream, this was the night for me. Basically, a few months out, a friend of the group and a friend of the channel, Ray, had asked me if I would be interested in seeing the show. And they were coming out to a few venues out near me, and I decided to choose the venue that was in my hometown of Oxnard. So he gave me the hookup, boy. I'll tell you, I owe Ray a whole lot for this. So basically, we were messaging each other, and I told him I was on my way, and he said, just go to the box office. There's going to be tickets for you and Sarah, and I'll meet you there. So Sarah and I drove out there, and we were pretty much on time. We arrived, and we got our tickets, and we came in, and we got VIP badges, and I I was quite happy to meet Ray and Paul the Badass from the channel. If you've ever seen me do requests from Paul the Badass, this is the guy. So I got to meet Ray and Paul in the lobby, and Ray proceeded to slap me with a AAA pass, which was a sticker, and I was like, because I've never received one in my life, I rather naively asked Ray, what does AAA mean? And he goes, it's access all areas. And I was like, wow. He goes, yeah, you can go anywhere you want before, during, and after the show. And I'm like, holy smokes, this is the God tier, right? And so Sarah and I plastered our shirts with them, and proceeded to chat a bit more. During that time, one of my viewers, Alan Reynolds, came up to me, and this very nice English bloke came up and said, hey Jeff, I'm Alan Reynolds, and I'm on your channel, and I flew all the way out here to see the band, and also I got you this. And it was his book called Trent Island. He's an author, and I had him sign it for me. And he goes, yeah, this book came 5,000 miles just so that I could hand it to you. And I thought that was incredibly sweet. So as I stood talking to these guys in the lobby, people were filing in, and then I was blown away by the number of people that had come up and said hi to me, and then I took pictures with some of them, and they expressed to me how much they love the channel. And I'll tell you, right then I could have just like said, okay, that's it. I'm good for the night. But of course I had the show ahead of me. So after meeting a few of the friends of the channel, we made our way into the auditorium, and I asked Ray, I said, so how do I work this patch? like what this pass, what do I do? It's like, I know it's all access, but I'm kind of lost here. And he goes, no problem. Come on, follow me. So we went into the theater, and then we proceeded to go in through the side door to the green room. And oh man, I was so excited. I'll tell you, I was just beaming. And so I walk in, I see the open door where we're walking. I see Leonid sitting in the chair. No, I think he was standing. He was standing. Leonid was standing. And then Xenia was next to him. And I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding. So instead of just describing to you what happened, I had Sarah shoot some video. So let me play that for you now.
There's the maestro and the Jeff. Good to meet you. How are you?
Oh my gosh, you guys.
This body shows you first.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you
for
for
your
coming,
music.
sir.
Thank you so much. Oh,
Okay.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Oh,
Thank you so
my
very much.
gosh.
Yeah, I was just, over the moon and hardly able to get a clear thought out of my mouth standing there in his presence. But I'll tell you, Roman was the first one to come up and say hi and hug me. And boy, I really, really love Roman. He is such a great guy. Amazing guy, and an incredible MC. He was the MC for the night, and he's the right guy to represent any band, and the guy just knows the right things to say at the right time. So I was really happy to meet him, and so I'm back there, and as the band files in, because they weren't all there. So I get ahead of myself. So I gave Leonid a hug, and then I gave Ksenia a hug, and then I took a picture with Ksenia, and then Oleg came in, and Oleg came in, and then as soon as I saw Oleg, I was like, I got excited because I know, that this is the guy that is like the showman in the group, and he loves to get up there and have a lot of fun. And he came in and he recognized me and thanked me for what I do on the channel, and they all just started to file in, and I think pretty much almost everyone had made it into the green room except for Igor. And I asked Ksenia where Igor was, and she said, I'm not sure. He's around here somewhere. And I was really eager to meet Igor. So we got closer and closer to showtime, and I think at that point, I was standing there. I was standing next to Roman, and Richard Carpenter comes walking in, and I'm like, I recognize him instantly, but people were like kind of like hooting and hollering and clapping when he walked in, and I was like, I am standing in front of a legend, and I've got a little bit of footage for that. Let me roll that for you.
And now we're all excited that you're with us too.
Great.
Yeah.
Especially since you could go be hidden.
Yeah, right.
No pressure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. We hope you enjoy the show, of course. We'll do our best.
Mary, we'll bring all you back there after the show.
So I was standing there, speechless, just staring at Richard Carpenter, thinking about all the beautiful songs that he had written, and Karen Carpenter and all of that. And I was just staring at him. And Roman was talking with him and thanking him for coming and all of that kind of stuff. And then Richard Carpenter just, he was looking at Roman, and then just kind of like, when Roman paused, he looked over at me and then put his hand out to shake my hand. And like, oh, okay, this is real life. So I was like, hi, and I shook his hand. He's such a sweet man. And Roman proceeded to tell him, oh, this is Jeff Castanon. He has a music channel on YouTube, and explained all this, who I was. And oh man, it was so humbling. Anyway, so so we did that, and then we all started making our way out to the hallway because it was showtime. I come out of the room, and it's Igor standing there, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, Igor, and he recognized me, he's like, yay, and we gave a hug to each other. And then, I just told him just how big of a fan I am of him and how incredible he is. And he asked me if he could take a picture with me. Because apparently, according to him, I'm famous in Russia. he told me that. He goes, you're famous in Russia. And I'm like, what? He goes, no, I'm serious. You're famous in Russia. He goes, can I get a picture with you? And so I took a picture with his camera, and then I made sure to get a picture with my camera. And then so they did the roundup huddle thing right before they went on, which is the hands in thing that most sports teams do, and bands do it too, where you're go 1, 2, 3, and you say a word. So I was standing off to the side, and they yelled, some of them yelled, "Jeff, get over here, get over here." So I got to put my hand in with them. They go, "Okay, it's vodka. The word is vodka." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So as soon as they start, I didn't realize they were going 1, 2, 3 vodka. So as soon as they start, I just said, "Vodka." And they go, "No, not yet." 1, 2, 3 vodka. So we got to do that. And I grabbed Sarah too. I'm like, "Get in here." It's a once in a lifetime type of thing. So I got to do that with them, and they went on stage. I went the other way and went out to find my seat, and Sarah and I sat in our seats, and they proceeded to start their show. And I'll tell you, man, I have seen a lot of bands in my life and a lot of live shows in my life, and I was so floored by these guys. From the first note to the last note, it was perfection, absolute perfection. And like, as soon as they started playing, I mean, I so loved the choices that they made for the songs, and I got the set list, so I'm going to put that up for you so you can see what songs that they did. And I was lucky enough after the performance that one of the stagehands came running up to me, because, "Do you want the set list?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I want the set list." So anyway, partway through, like, they had a couple of breaks where they were doing an intermission, and then they also were doing an auction for a jersey signed by the band, and it said "Leonid and Friend" on the front. And I'll show you, because I've got the jersey. So let me tell you how this all went down. So basically, Roman gets up there and he says, "We're going to have an auction for this, and basically you get a jersey signed by the band, and then you get free access to a guest to see the shows for a year, and you get the VIP status for the night, which I already had anyway. You get to get up on stage for the last song and dance while the band is playing." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is so much fun." So they started the auction, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I really would love to help these guys out. Just the thought had gone through my head of, like, how difficult it is to be on the road, and especially with a band this big. And also, some of them, like, I think one of them had a newborn that he had left behind, and there are all these family things that make it difficult for you to be out on the road, and they're making a big sacrifice by coming out here and playing for all of us. So I thought to myself, you know what, this would be a nice gesture if I can find a way to afford to win this. So I sat there for a minute as the price kept going up. I think it started at 200 or 300 or something, and then it quickly climbed up from there. And I turned to Sarah and I'm like, "I want to bid on this. You think I should bid on this? Should I bid on this? I want to bid on this." She goes, "Go for it." So it got to the point where it was just hanging in the air, the last bid, and it looked like that Roman was going to call it. And then I yelled out a higher bid. I'm not going to tell you what it was. Those of you who were at the show, you know what it is. So then I got outbid, and then I bid again. So we're going back and forth. And it was funny because on the first bid, Roman says, "Oh, that's Jeff Castanon for Stratele Studios." He goes, "I'm going to introduce him later." So, people were wondering who I was. Anyway, so we got up, and I had decided I'm not going to go over this certain amount. So I ended up losing the auction. Then one of the people who works with the band came up to me, and he said, "Oh, I think it was Paul the Badass." Yeah, I think it was Paul the Badass that came up to me and asked me, "Hey, do you still want to win, the jersey and all of that? And, if you want, well, we could take your last bid and we'll grant you all of the privileges in the jersey if you want it. And I'm like, absolutely, sign me up. So they came up with another jersey, had the band sign it, and even Richard Carpenter signed and dated it. So it's truly special one. So that was amazing. So that's how I ended up on stage dancing at the end with Sarah, was because of the auction. So, oh my gosh, so cool. So finish out the set, and man, I'll tell you, I was so full of joy watching this band play. It's unlike any other group that I've seen. They're so happy. They just exude that, and it was so much fun to watch everybody. So after they finished playing, the band went out into the lobby, and I got to take a picture with the whole band. It was funny because I walked up, and they're all lined up, and everyone takes their turn walking up and taking a picture, and they're all lined up. And I said, "Guys, not bad. And a few of them chuckled. And I went and stood next to Leonid and got my picture up there. And man, so cool. So I had the individual members sign my set list, which was really cool. And I had missed a couple of people, so I asked, I think it was Ray. Yeah, I asked Ray, "Hey, do you think I can go backstage and finish off my autographs for the?" And he goes, "Yeah. Come on, we'll go backstage." So we went backstage, and I got a few of the ones that I missed, and I was so blown away. Just, at that point, I was just on cloud nine. Well, one of the members of the band, and I'm going to keep it a secret for now, but one of the members of the band lives in LA. And I think a couple of them live in LA, but one particular one lives in LA. And he said, "Jeff, I know you're out in LA, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I live in LA too." And he's like, "I live out here too. And after the tour's over, if you have any work that you know of or that you need, let me know. And I'm for hire." So I was like, "Seriously?" Really? So we exchanged information, and I'm going to work with him on my stuff. So I am so looking forward to that. Let's see if anyone can guess who the member is. So yes, that's going to be really cool coming up. So the last thing that happened that night that just really sent me to the moon was Roman came up to me, and he said, "Thank you so much for your donation and your generosity, and you let me know anytime that you want to come to a show, just call me and just let me know, and we got a couple seats for you." And then he said, "And if you want, you could play with the band like on the last song. If you come see us again, you could bring your guitar, you could play with the band on the last song." And I'm like, "Absolutely, yes. I would love to play with the band." So that was so cool. So you better believe it. You better believe it that I'm going to do that the next time I see them. So, in summary, I got to say, this is the nicest, most humble, and extremely talented group of musicians that I've ever had the pleasure of being around. I mean, I sense their humility, their love for what they do, the camaraderie that they have, and just just really, really felt that they appreciated all of the love that they were getting back. And I'll tell you, I have to say, it's one of the most memorable nights of my life. It was cool. So cool. Well, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed hearing about my night. And yeah, I'm going to close out with some pictures of the friends of the channel that I got to meet. And yeah, boy, oh boy. I can't wait for the next one. If you haven't seen them yet, they come to your town, you better get tickets because, oh, they go fast. All right. We'll catch you next time. Bye.